Well, good morning from a sunny Amble. A nice change in the weather as the captain and I set sail for Craster, 12 or 13 miles, something like that, via Warkworth, Northumberland and some of the other lovely places we're going to see along the way. The weather's picked up, we're going to see what we find. Thank you for joining us. So, the only slight fly in the ointment this morning is the fact that the path, just for a little bit, maybe a mile, half a mile, will run alongside the main road. So we're not going to film that, all it's going to be is noise and traffic. We'll see you in Warkworth. So, Warkworth. Beautiful castle, English heritage. Captain and I are just going to skirt its outer edges. We're still on the main road. And it's one of the lovely things we can see on this route, on this trip. Castles, coastlines, creatures, beautiful things. What are you thinking, Captain?
It's good to be here.
So, the busy town centre of Warkworth, just taking part for some fluids before we cross the medieval bridge, and then we turn a corner onto the coastal path. No matter what time of year you come here to Warkworth, you're going to get a lot of traffic because it's the main road to the Northumberland coast path and up to Holy Island. Through the medieval gatehouse, Warkworth Bridge. Almost 600 years it's been doing its job. Gotta be honest, the path is really quite well marked across the road, and somewhere a bit more peace and quiet. It's hard to go wrong really with an OS map and a guide book and a bit of homework. You're never going to get really lost here, and if you do, you're not in a rush. You turn around and go back. Nice trail, sandy underfoot, just alongside Warkworth Golf Club, and we just keep mooching north. Not quite in sight of the sea, got the dunes between, and everything's absolutely lovely. Easy underfoot, and look at the weather. Oh, one thing I would say it's worth bearing in mind as you're doing this route, particularly if you have the weather, just take time to stop and smell the roses, if you will. You know the path's going to go on over the hill just behind us, but in the meantime, we're just going to take 5, aren't we, Captain? Soak it up, listen to the roar of the waves, and just notice that apart from a couple that's just popped down, the beach is completely empty, even in the height of the summer. So, more of the same. Awesome. Probably Almouth next. Fantastic. One of the more overgrown sections. Oh, that breeze. Ooh. So it looks like natural assumption, seeing just some roofs and steeple just over the long grass, is to continue along the path in the direction of Almouth. However, you'll just end up at a cloggy low tide mud bank. So the route deviates. Well, the route itself doesn't, this is what it does, but the route itself is a dog leg up here, footpath along a road, and then cut back along a little teeny tiny backcountry lane. Important to notice just as you get close to Almouth. And I think that's why we keep seeing it saying 2.5, 2 1/4, 2 3/4. It isn't in a straight line, but the dog leg we have to do, yes it is. So hats off to the captain spotting that on his OS map. So we'll leave the bustling city streets of Alnmouth behind. The captain's managed to post some of his heavier equipment. We've had an ice cream, we've had some cold water, and I think as we go north up, we've found there's little areas where it's just more bustling than others, and Alnmouth is certainly a very busy tourist centre. But as we go on, quieter and quieter on towards Craster. More beautiful scenery. So lots of variety on this walk today. We got off the established path as such in Alnmouth because, well, we wanted an ice cream and a drink and etc. We come along the beach, rejoin the path, crossing a golf course, and then we're going to be coming along just over here, Captain, amongst wheat fields and little copses and woods. It's lovely. We'll just try not to get anyone's way as we cross the green here, because the coastal path does cross this fairway. Well, there we go. Caps are going to take 5. We've reached Boulmer, and I must say the weather's still holding up. This is awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we just see a pub, what, 100 yards away. The captain wanted a cup of tea, but I think we'll go straight for, I will. We'll go straight for a cold drink and maybe something else. So a few more miles still to go to Craster yet. We'll see what happens with that. But making lots of progress. It's been such an interesting section. I found it really interesting. The diversity, variation in the footpath. You know, shoulder deep bracken, and then we've got a sandy beach, rock pools, a cinder path, you name it, and then caravan park footpath. It's been great. So 5 more minutes on this section of the path, and it's changed again. The rugged coastline, more rugged, so the car parks and the ice cream shops of Alnmouth are left behind. Even a pub at Boulmer and a little place to park and enjoy the scenery. This is now starting to be more rugged Northumberland. The empty, beautiful coastline, the deep rock pools, and the occasional fishing boat. Just keeps on giving, this route. It's absolutely brilliant. I believe there's an old hill fort up there. The route's going to take us through this gate. Knees. Now where we're going, just checking for the old sign there. Make sure we're going in the right direction. Yeah. And again, just as we come out round a headland, look back the way we've come, see a bit more where we're going. It's been fantastic. Like the captain was just saying, we haven't really seen an awful lot of other people doing this route, have we? Well, people go in the opposite directions, but they're obviously day trippers. We just haven't seen anyone with sizable packs going anywhere, which is fine. It's just a bit surprising. It isn't exactly the Pennine way here though, is it?
Much nicer.
Much nicer, yeah. Yes, far more variety. Oh, the beautiful sea, and just ahead of us, ooh, half a mile less, Craster, and behind it, Dunstable Castle. And as the sun starts to slowly set over the hills in the west there, and we're left with the beautiful sea here in the east, the northeast. This has been an absolutely fantastic day. The character, the look, the smell, the very feel of the coast has changed from sandy beaches to rock pools with seaweed to this limestone cliff with lichen on top of it, rock granite jutting out of the sea while the sea pounds away at it. It's been absolutely magical. The variety, the spectacle, the splendour of it has been marvellous. Highly recommended. What do you say, Captain? You come here again?
Oh yeah.
It's been marvellous. So, Craster, the roofs of Craster Hove into view. It's time to park ourselves at the Jolly Fisherman, as we've been told to aim for, and drop our anchor there. This has been a day of so many contrasts, so much variety. I'm almost speechless, which is unusual, I think you'll agree. Yeah, for me. Right, lovely. Next stop, Craster, here it is.